everyone. As you can see, the water is high and the ducks are sleeping in the middle of the Chattahoochee River. We'll pull back here, get a better shot. You can see the river's up really nicely right now. Not a lot of bank exposed. Only saw one fisherman out here today. He's staying pretty close to the bank. The water's not really deep out there, but it's moving really fast right now, so probably a little more difficult. But here we are down here in one of the parks alongside the river. I just thought you'd like to see this to start out with. I'll show you a little more of it here in just a sec. Some wildflowers out here. See, these flowers go on for quite a ways. Really pretty out here this time of year. Really nice. Alrighty. Just leaving the little park down here by the river. That was the Chattahoochee River, in case I didn't mention it before. It's a river not too far from the house. I was just coming out here just to see what the river looked like, see how high the water was, and all that. And I just had the most interesting conversation. A gentleman, he said he's 70 years old. He has locked himself out of his little Ranger pickup truck, and he had called a locksmith, and I just hung around with him about 20 minutes shooting the breeze. Turns out that he had used to ride motorcycles years and years ago. He had old Harley Panhead and had to sell it when his first son was born, helped pay for the hospital and all that. And he hadn't ridden since, and we had a nice talk about it. He says he's disabled now, he can't ride now, so I suggested maybe a Spider. He said no, he said he can't stand the light, the exposure from the sun. I guess he's got some vision problems, but he did have those super heavy duty sunglasses you see sometimes that people have when they come out of the eye doctors, you know, where they dilate your eyes. And seemed like a real nice guy, and really had a nice conversation with him. I came down here, just got to thinking about it, because I was asked in a comment by some of the guys in the UK, says apparently you guys don't think Americans walk anywhere. You know, we're always driving everywhere. Well, let me tell you, you're right. I don't hardly walk anywhere. I need to. If you see somebody in America walking, unless they live right downtown in the big city, they're only walking for exercise. They're not walking to get somewhere to do anything. They'll drive for that. Where I live in North Carolina, I'm a good 6 miles from town. That'd be a tough walk. You know, especially carrying back a bag of groceries or something like that. And there's no sidewalks out there where I am, so you know that'd make it even worse. I'd be walking through people's yards or down the middle of the road and risk getting run over by my neighbors. But I do notice that you guys seem to walk a lot in Europe. I know that from a little bit I've seen over there, I'm sure that you're much more compact than we are here in America. It seems like here in America we sprawl. This city, I'm in Smyrna, which is right outside of Atlanta, really in the sphere of Atlanta, and this is the quintessential definition of sprawl. I mean, nobody builds up, they build out. And there are people that drive like I did when I was in North Carolina working. I'd drive an hour, 15 minutes, sometimes it was an hour and a half to get to work. But I enjoyed where I was living. I was living out in the country, and I really enjoyed that. And I wouldn't trade it for anything. And that was the price I had to pay. I enjoyed living in a county that had low property taxes, it had good schools, and it was 2 counties away from Charlotte. So all in all, really a nice place to live. My kids enjoyed growing up there. I still like living there when I get the chance. When I'm not down in Atlanta, I'm up there. And but there's just no walking there, and there's no public accommodation up there. No bus comes down the road going to my house. No taxi. You might get a cab out there, but I don't know where. I don't think there are any based in the 2 little towns. Really, the 3 little towns anywhere near me. I don't believe I've ever seen a cab there. That'd be something to get a cab out there. More than likely, I'd have to grab a neighbor see if I couldn't get a neighbor to get me a ride if I didn't have something to ride on. But I do need to walk more. My wife and I talk about it all the time. We really need to walk. She's still working, and really she is the walking champion. She's a flight attendant, and she flies coast to coast most of the time. So she walks a good 3,000 miles twice a day. That's 6,000 miles a day. She walks. Is on her feet in that airplane. So I can't compete with that. She's got me beat on that one. But again, like I said, I really need to get out and walk. I need to get rid of some of my belly. I've had some belly, now I'm getting a little more, and I don't much like it. I was always really skinny when I was a kid, and really up until I got up to in my 30s, I was skinny up until then as well. But then I got married for the first time, and that was it. I was doomed. Yeah, put on weight right quick. But that's the way it goes. You know, you do what you can. Alrighty. Well, I'm just riding around aimlessly chattering, so I'll knock this one off for now too, and come back when I got something I got to say. All right, take care.